just check through, make sure you hit all your keynotes for level 10, and that it's all looking good and working and such. We'll give you a pass. You're new to Foundry. We will make fun of Vimgar because he's been using this shit just as long as we have.
Sometimes too with the archetype feats, it just puts them in the bonus feat section.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I think my stuff's right. It's just I'm just a little confused on why it says I have
Well, where do you
plots that I don't think I either ought to have or haven't been using this whole time.
what like is your archetype? Do you
Assassin.
And I see assassin, dedication, and some other stuff.
Like public execution and angel of death are from that thing. It's just I'm wondering if.
But so I see that the one assassin dedication. You said what is the angel of death? I mean,
angel of death and public execution.
Because that's in your class feats for sure. So did you pick archetype feats?
It's not in class.
Angel of Death.
Yeah, I picked an archetype feat instead of my class feat.
Okay, so you opted for that instead of? You sure it's instead of? And okay.
I'm pretty sure because that's what it says in Path Builder.
I trust you over these guys. You're young and unbiased.
Just I don't know. I'm just trying to make sure I don't want to be like I'm just missing all my extra feats that I'm supposed to have.
In seriousness, I mean.
Oh, now it's fixed itself. That's weird.
Well, I did that, but
now it says my 10th slot's empty again.
Right, because I pulled it out of there and put it down there in the archetype 10th slot.
But am I supposed to thus get a class feat there?
That is the question before us, yes. Do you get a class feat and also an archetype feat, fellows?
Yes.
Yes, that's what I thought too.
If it's the correct level to get one, yes.
It's the correct level. And that's what I thought too, because that's the point of the archetype. That's the point of the archetype, yeah. That's why everybody's so powerful.
Path Builder does not.
Did you have the free archetype?
You have it checked, yeah.
I think so, but I don't remember how to check it now. Like to check if I've done it.
I would err on the side of Foundry and say,
all right, I have more stuff to pick.
It's putting the slot there. So I would tend to think, especially now, I mean, we've all kind of seen a little bit of an evolution over the past, year and a half or whatever.
I wish it would sort by, sort my feats into what all I could have.
Listen, one thing at a time. It's a work in progress.
I can't take the high ground here either. I didn't realize that I was supposed to be clicking extra feats until level 6. I played half the campaign with half my possible feats.
Apparently, that's what I've been doing this whole time, is playing with half the feats I'm supposed to have.
Yeah,
well, Hideki definitely had the right ones because I looked at it, and that's what made me think that, or made me realize I was doing it wrong.
Oh,
in terms of the class stuff, every single time that your main class, if you were just playing that without that free archetype, should get a feat, class feat, skill feat, whatever.
Yeah.
They'll get it now too.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I thought too. Yeah. And that's kind of what he was thinking it was an either or situation. Well,
let's see.
The only real difference is that archetype, you'll get feats slower than if you were just straight up playing that class. They come more infrequently, and you have to take a certain number of them before you can grab a different archetype.
Yeah.
Speaking of, I was going to ask, with that clockwork thing, did you just want to take that one feat, Gurn, or did you want to take on the full? I mean, because I would let you guys. Yeah, I see you got the reanimator dedication. So is that that just opens up the whole thing to you then? Yes.
Well, because I only have the one feat selected, I was gonna maybe consider trying to weasel a respec into. I would dump my wizard archetype and go full.
That's fair.
But
because
take a week.
Oh really? Well, I mean, you guys, well, yeah, you don't
I will
really
bypass that.
you don't,
that
yeah, you don't really have a
that
week,
sounds cool.
but we could fudge that. But I guess the question have you taken 2 wizard feats?
Yeah,
Because
I've been wizard the whole way. I've got level 3 spells.
well, so that's what I mean. You could then just take on the archetype, right? You could just
Yeah, I've got the first dedication feat, which gives me just a little minion.
You're wanting to dump the wizard altogether, so you
right.
get
So it's actually
all the feet
useful
from that archetype.
Well, because you
Yeah.
guys are heading to level 11 in the end of the campaign, so he essentially wouldn't get any use out of it. Well,
Yeah.
because what I was about to propose, we'll see if this maybe you like better. I was going to say, fudge having to pick the dedication and just pick one if you wanted. But, I mean, definitely what you're saying as far as kind of respecing gives you more options. But I can't. That's funny that they introduced it at that moment because you definitely don't have a week, right? I mean, if you wait a week, then things are going down.
Yeah,
so that's funny.
Listening to the Frozen Flame, they are doing like feats you can add on throughout the levels, and that it's interesting. Even how they're doing it in the story. It's like foraging. You take the whole carcass of the animal because it's a very survival campaign.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know what you call it had a bunch of stuff around that too, like harvesting, and I think it was inspired by him doing that. Anyway,
Hey, Gurn, I think I just found a magical hole in the wall that if you step through it, 1 hour of our time passes a week in real
sure.
life.
That is definitely a sphere of annihilation if I've ever heard one. Here, take this time dilation device that I found in my brother's Volkswagen van.
He assures me it works.
But yeah, so I mean, I'm good with if you want to respec, and we'll just say in accelerated fashion.
Okay, awesome.
So if you want to kind of fudge over that real quick.
It would kind of make sense because we did recruit the guy that made it possible, so it's like he's giving you advanced training.
Yes, and with your already yes, and with your literal hours of crafting because of your inept party, you are well skilled to learn these.
Craft.
Sure, craft some bullshit. All right.
Craft bullets.
So as Gurn is touching that up, everybody take a last pass over here, and we shall convene where we last left off. Of course, you are in the Barrel and Bullets. You have
for the night, or
I believe you would have. Yes, Gurn was lost in conversation, learning these things, so we can say yes. Everyone rested, and now it is, of course, the next morning. So it is. Oh, it was about the afternoon when y'all returned here. And now it has passed into the next month. It is Moon Day. I about said Monday. It is Moon Day, which I think is the beginning of the week, per se. Another little small matter of business. Krillin tells you all that he is feeling ill, and he doesn't know if he is up to the journey to thwart the final stage of Lovelace's plan, which of course is to travel a barge down the, I believe it's the Ustrati River, and detonate it somewhere in the vicinity of Alkenstar, thereby causing a wag the dog situation where an army will be raised at her disposal to do her bidding. Her Gebian and Nexian friends here obviously seeing the opportunity to profit from ambiguous warfare, guerrilla, insurgent type warfare. A little too close to home for those of us south of the border, as it were. Think we perfected that art, maybe. However, you have gotten information from Dunsmith. Of course, your great handler has taken care to establish for you a contact in Martel, a highfalutin fancy rich folk resort type of a place where these riverboats all convene before their final approach towards the great gem of the desert, Alkenstar. It is there that you plan to infiltrate this ship, and using at least the one key that you have, and hopefully obtaining the other 2 keys that Parsis has informed you of, thwart the ultimate plot here. However, Krillin tells you he has a tummy ache and he wants to stay home. If you guys leave him, then this last little leg would still be, I mean, you're still 5 people. And I mean, I haven't really been adjusting, but I might start tweaking. I might tweak this last few stages for 5 to make it a little bit, go out with a bit more of a teeth gritting challenge.
I'd like to walk over to Krillin and give him a hug and try to steal his Dracart mutagen and his bombs.
I don't know. Would he freely give them? Okay, 1 to 3, he gives them up freely. 3 to 6, he duels you for them. Get your fists out.
Well, I was trying to do the sleight of hand check there with my thievery.
You can't steal from him. He's Asian. No,
I believe that too. That is Nico.
Dude, I've known this guy almost 20 years. Come on. All right, no.
I think my character's built. I don't know.
He begrudgingly gives them to you for the cost of 1. He thinks you're hugging him, but what did you want? His mutagen and his what?
And his skull bombs.
Skull bomb. What the fuck? Where the fuck did he even get that? It must have been some loot.
Yeah, I believe it was looted a while back.
I was about to say, there's no way I let him buy that. All right, he retires to his room and tells you guys he needs to get some rest. He does not feel good. And he tells you all, he turns, right before he goes into the hallway towards your rooms, he looks over his shoulders and he says, "Win one for the giver." And the oldest among us chuckle politely.
Anyways, if someone can look over my character and make sure it's not undone, that'd be great. I can go get dinner real quick.
Go for it, bro. You looking good. You got all your slots filled. So Liam there sits and stuffs his face. Dinner at 9:30? That's terrible for your digestion. But any final preparations before you guys head out here? It is quite early in the morning, so no rush on your way to Martell, which will take you not quite a day's journey, but it's going to be a ride.
Nope. Don't think so.
All right, so saith you all.
I just want to purge the dice.
Purge away.
Any chance for some formula shopping?
You are in a position to do so. What are you trying to buy straight up formulas?
Yeah, and then I was gonna copy them on the ride.
Sure. What you looking for?
Greater bottled sunlight.
That's it.
And hold on, I forget the name of it.
All right, you get the formula for greater bottled sunlight, and hold on, I forget the name of it. Is this a homebrew?
Oh, wait a second.
It's a memory potion?
No, I was out in the garage.
Oh, that's why you sounded funny.
A true shape bomb.
Okay, so what's the, let's see.
both level 12s, and they cost 100 gold, 50 gold apiece. Nope, 100 gold apiece.
All right.
All right.
Am back. Am I stupid?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, fine.
All right. So what do you just need permission essentially to buy them, right? And then you can put it in your book or what?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, you do so on the way out of town. That takes about an hour or so for you to run that little errand. Already waits on you impatiently. Liam gets finished stuffing the last bit of some kind of creature. You're not sure. He's always eating weird stuff. And you all set out for Martel. On the ride there, Gurn.
Question.
Yes.
What happened with my crafting check?
What were you crafting? What were you doing?
It was extinguishing ammunition. It's like one thing back on the log.
Exsanguinating. So you are successful. So you will pay, I believe, the full cost. 150. Do you have that button?
Yep.
There you go.
Fun.
And that would have taken, let's see here. How long is that supposed to take to craft? Just normal crafting time? A few hours?
Do not know. Doesn't say anything special.
Well, because you're not spending like any extra time or anything. So let's see. Is there a set time? Yeah, so I mean technically it's supposed to take you like 4 days to craft that, but I will give you a fudge over since we let the advanced knowledge here. We'll say you kind of crafted them on the way, and since you were dead set focused, you were able to just go ahead and craft them. So we'll let you do it. And that is the last benevolence you will receive for the rest of the camp adventure.
Okay. Anyways.
Sorry, I have a quick question. Are you talking about your infused reagents?
What?
Liam?
No. He's crafting ammunition.
Okay. Sorry, because I know there was a gun player feat. I mean,
well, and I guess I don't know. This is showing me. Well, it looks like you guys can see that too. I mean, we could say since there was no discount to it at all, you did it without the time delay, because it's every day that you go longer, it just makes it cheaper, which is kind of crafting, man. It's crafting. All right, so you guys all head out, and Dunsmith has arranged comfortable accommodations. It's not like a Bentley or anything, but it'll get you there. And you about midday, let me place you. Oh, good. Wow, Paizo is surprising me here. The the VTT map here is actually a little better than the one in the book, you guys. Good job, Paizo. I'm just like, wow. Okay. So, you guys are all dumped out here. Let me get you set up. The driver, who you didn't recognize until the very last moment, he's been kind of a hooded, and you guys are all a little snobbish now. You've been adventuring, you're not greeting the help. You didn't say anything to the driver. He turns and he lifts his hood and you realize it's Gattleby. And he tells you all, go out there and save my legacy, boys. And he turns and drives back towards town, and you are dumped out here in a somewhat familiar setting. You are on a waterway here, and you have been informed that the place to essentially wait and find tickets is going to be the common room of the bridge house, which is where you now stand in front of, out on the boardwalk here. There's, normal people milling about, but they all seem to be occupied in labor. The only people, strolling about in any type of leisure seem to be quite well to do. What you guys want to do here? Approach? Entrez-vous?
Yeah.
Clean your guns in front of the place menacingly?
Well, before we go too far, I guess I'm gonna need another token and a character sheet for this minion of mine.
Okay.
Jeez.
Well, it's at let me look it up here and I can whip it up. It's a like a familiar type companion.
A minion, yeah.
A minion. Gotcha. I'm gonna look up the stuff. We'll get him out. Are you summoning him, I assume, then?
Yeah, I guess he's just always there. I don't think can't put him in a bottle or something.
Contract let's see. Proto, you gain a proto to serve as a minion. Oh God, Jesus! Did you read that?
Yeah.
You down with that?
I'm curious. There's not long to go.
Okay. So let's see. So yeah, it's just like a familiar or a companion. So you want to give me a Google and find a token you like? Or I got the bestiary. I could find a something grotesque.
Yeah, it's general undead.
Thinking about it. Hold up. Public execution. So marked for death. Duelists challenge them, and then public execute them.
Huh?
I just realized I have created a pretty good "Hey you, fight me," and then shoot them in the head build.
So you're going to be upfront with me,
Um,
or am I
hit
all
him with a
alone
katana.
now?
I was just looking at how my feats could theoretically be thrown together.
Keep in mind, I'm a mandatory reporter. So you're saying I can execute someone?
Okay, so look, it's mark for death, duelist challenge, public execution.
But can you do all of that in one?
It would be over 2 turns. But if I mark for death the important person before challenging them to a fight,
Interesting. Okay, let's see. Seeing if there's a pre-made thing for your buddy here. And there's not, so hold on.
what is my hand cannon? I left it plain.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Oh,
Confirm.
position.
All right, so work. Otherwise, obvious. But what are his actions? What are your little guy's actions? That's what I'm trying to figure out here.
It says it would become an incredible.
Yeah, I guess his little first form, he just doesn't really have shit he can really do.
No, it's pretty useless.
Yeah. Okay, so hold on. What unable to do? Hold on.
Okay, apparently duel is challenged. Doesn't work with shoot them. Oh well.
Okay, so the only thing I can't really change here that I can see is what's your since you're a wizard, is your spell casting and all that anything related to that on charisma, or what's your key attribute, Gurn?
Intelligence.
Intelligence. Okay, so that should be his master attribute. Yeah. So other than this, has a token of a bird, and his size is not right. Yeah. Well, so the size of his token is right, but the size on his sheet is incorrect. Also, it should have. I don't know if it's. I believe everything else is correct, because from what I'm seeing here, it's essentially companions and most other things. They're all like familiars. Its stats and things are based on your stats.
Okay.
And we'll look into, if they're, we'll have a chance. We'll look into it, make sure that's correct. But everything I'm seeing, like minion trait, companion, familiar, these are all almost, I hesitate to say interchangeable. That's why I say almost interchangeable, because they all have their different little nuances, right? Of course. Like yours is growing into this thing because you're building it, tinkering with it. Whereas like a witch's familiar out the gate has, powerful things it can do at the expense of like the witches doing something, etc. and so forth.
Right.
So, let me get it a token here. It's not nearly great. Yeah, that's pretty good. All right, so this thing. Well, would you like to describe what it looks like to everyone?
I'm not 100% sure yet. I wasn't ready for this part.
I mean, I can read you what it says on the tool. That's what caused me to say, what the
Okay, go yeah.
So you, through your skills, learn from Parsis, which are not strictly just clockwork construction, considering he is of Gibeon and therefore necromantic type, persuasion. You have learned how to animate corpses through cunning engineering, and your prototype construct companion here is unlike normal construct companions because it is a corpse animated by clockwork gears and technological prowess.
Hey, Gurn, is this some new science experiment? It looks. I poke it a bit. It looks pretty dead.
Yeah, I wouldn't get too close to that.
Oh,
I'm
you're
not
good.
sure how it works yet.
So you have blessed the party with this stinky, clinky, oil and pus leaking little companion who is medium sized. So I think just like, the size of whatever the previous corpse's size was.
I'm telling you, use Hideki's corpse.
Yes. Use my corpse. I beg of you.
Where even is it?
I thought we were gonna meet him
figured we just
downstairs there.
You were the one that turned it into a zombie, so we just figured you knew.
Can't keep track of all the corpses, man. I got so many corpses everywhere.
I like to think we threw it in a bag of holding.
Just as you are all discussing this, you notice that this reanimated thing does bear a striking resemblance. And you ask Gurn where he got this corpse from.
You were the last one there with it.
I just couldn't let him go. It affected me so much, I had to go get him.
An awkward pause.
I guess me
Grips the
changing
party.
my face wasn't the same, huh? Oh well, who are we supposed to be here to find?
Yes, you all gather your wits and realize you are definitely here to infiltrate this bridge house. And essentially, your task at hand is to determine how best to proceed getting on to the Gunsmoke. This is the riverboat that Lovelace and company have infiltrated and have put their bombs on. You have learned from Parsis that there are the 3 keys to these bombs needed to basically arm them. They have 2 of them. You were given 1 of them. And essentially you need to figure out a way to get on this boat, either by stealth and sneakery, or I mean, heck, you could go try to buy a ticket, I'm sure. That's something that is plausible.
How much of this building is open to the public?
Oh, I mean, this place is hopping. This is like kind of the depot station where people wait for the boat to come in or wait for loved ones to come back, you know, if they've been on a cruise or whatnot. You have been informed by Dunsmith that the Gunsmoke is expected later this afternoon, and you all have arrived, you know, quite early in the morning.
Well, I guess I'd like to go in.
All right, you walk away from the party and proceed
Any
on.
from the party, unless
I'm joining you.
Vimgard tags right behind you. As you approach the store, you hear, surprisingly, a loud amount of conversation. Opening the door and peering in, you see an empty room. No, about this room, there are actually about 40 patrons, all sitting around waiting to board, you know, various boats of call, 2 ports of call, I should say. You notice a stout-looking man worrying himself about the place, collecting luggage and tagging it, various things. How come they didn't put anybody in this room? Because here's this guy right here. It's kind of disappointing. I thought there was folks in here. So, are you walking straight up to this fellow?
Yep, he looks like he can either A, tell me where stuff is, or B, sell me a beer about it.
Sell you a beer about it? So, well, what do you say as you approach this fellow?
I'm looking for a ship. I believe one of my friends was on it. Can't remember the name. Something like the Smoke?
Oh, here they are. Hold on. Yes. So, boom. Look at that. Sorry, I just realized these were all hidden. So he greets you and he tells you, the Gunsmoke. Yes, my friend. All these fine folks sitting around are waiting for the same ship. Some of them quite inebriated for the time of day that it is. I don't think you can be standing. He asks if you are interested in acquiring tickets.
How much would those be, sir?
Well, he tells you that he doesn't have any at the moment, but he has quite a list of folks waiting to buy some, and he can definitely put you on that list. He said that most of these people waiting for this boat booked it well in advance.
I see.
He tells you your other opportunity would be to perhaps convince some of these patrons to sell you their tickets, but he kind of scoffs at that, and he believes that would be a tough sell, that nobody wants to give up their ticket here.
I see a group behind me looks roughly all in the same uniform. Do you know anything about what organization they may call their own?
He tells you, he looks kind of over your shoulder and he sees the group that you're speaking about. He tells you, look, I don't make it my business to get into other people's business. If you want to find out, go ask yourself. And they are, you can at that almost hear the noise of that group kind of raised to a raucous, boisterous, drunken roar, and you wonder, what type of ruffians are that inebriated at this hour of the day.
I look at Vanguard just to make sure he's still there.
I'm sorry to wander off, but if you wave me to you, I'll come right over.
No, I'm good.
Well, Vimgard had been distracted here by this bawdy group. They are essentially busking here, getting warmed up and ready for their day of begging the wealthy patrons of this, fine city. And so they are sitting there just, going through set lists and practicing different pieces and essentially, getting their show in order before the imminent arrival of this ship this afternoon.
Can I buy a bottle of whiskey off the bartender and bring it over to my table to these guys?
Sure. What alcohol have we been imbibing? We've just been saying whiskey, haven't we?
Yeah. I think the item always says just alcohol, but whatever.
Just alcohol, yeah. So how fine of a bottle are you buying these fellows?
Fine, and as highest alcohol content as I can find.
Well, so are we talking top shelf?
Yeah, let's go top shelf. I got some gold.
All right. He brings out a fine bottle and he points to the vintage, and then he flips it around to the back and reveals a price tag of 120 gold for this fine bottle.
Let's do it.
All right, so you fill your pockets, get a little lighter, and you are now in possession of a very, very nice vintage, barrel aged, very fine whiskey.
I'd like to head over to the table. Well, you guys sound like you're a lot of fun. Anyone down for a drink of the finest booze in the house? I'll put 5 cups on the table and pour them a shot.
You can tell they have never turned down free alcohol before, and though they eye you suspiciously, they raise a glass in your honor and they all down the whiskey you've provided, and without even asking you, snatch the bottle and pour another round.
Alright, so do you guys mind if I pull up a chair?
At this, they kind of sneer and they ask you, what's your game?
Well, I've got a deck of cards in my pocket, and you look like the guys that might be willing to sit down and do some gambling.
They explain to you that they don't play for nothing, and they lay out quite a bit of cash all around the table, and they tell you that, this game is at least a 300 gold ante.
All right, I'll see him there.
All right, so we'll just
Good thing I got all this gold in my pocket.
we'll just keep that up here on my end with a little scratch math. So you lay it down and sit down, and you are dealt in. So as you take a look at your cards here, you see that you have, let's see, where's my percentile? Do I have a percentile? Yeah. Ooh, you see that your cards are not too great, and that you calculate you have about a 21% chance here of winning this hand unless you somehow insert yourself. However, you know, you have an option here to, of course, you know, you guys are playing just typical 5-card draws, so you can, you know, throw some out, throw some in. What do you want to do?
Yeah.
Or do you want to, you know, do something else here to cause some type of tomfoolery around the table?
Well, we're not playing. It's a $300 for 300 gold for one hand, or just this is one hand is 21%.
Well, no, you just had to put up 300 to, you know, buy in essentially. So no one, you know, each hand you see, they're just throwing in a, you know, a small little gold piece. So they're starting small here, just to get you warmed up.
Well, I will. I'll draw a couple of cards and make it act like, or make like talk shit and make it seem like I got a great hand.
Yeah, let's see. Some of them are convinced. So how many cards did you discard?
2.
2 cards. Okay, so you get 2 back. And you, let me try this. Make it secret. Secret for y'all, yes. So you get these 2 cards back, and you are pissed. You got nothing. You don't even have a pair. So you see that the one thug across the table here, he kind of sneers when you said that, and you know, we'll say this named person here was dealing. So this guy here, he plunks down a hefty little bit, and you see that he has now put the pot up to 21 gold. This guy next to him folds. This guy calls, and then we'll say you're in between them. So now it's to you.
Yeah, I just look at him and say, "You got me," and I fold.
Okay. This guy here, he follows your suit, folds. This guy, he sneers and raises all of them, which causes these 2 to just fold, to, you know, put in. You kind of start to think this was some kind of perhaps a setup, as all of the gold is raked to this side of the table. None of these guys seem too upset about it. This one here now starts to deal, and you think you notice a mark on the back of the cards. Do you say anything?
No, I won't say anything.
Okay. Roll a perception check for me. You can do it in the open.
Okay.
So heightened senses from seeing this little mark on the card, you kind of start looking at all of these folks around the table a little closer, and you realize that they each have a ticket just kind of sticking out of their pocket.
Right.
About the time you're noticing that, all the cards get dealt. And you once again notice that you don't have that great of a hand on your first pull here.
Alright, well, I'll fold. And basically, can I fold until it gets to my turn? And then I want to do a sleight of hand check to see if I can swap out their marked set of cards with my marked cards.
Sure.
I happen to have a set of them in my inventory.
All right. So, I mean, they hand you the deck here to shuffle. You want to attempt a sleight of hand to see if you can swap these cards in?
Thievery check, I guess.
Yeah, right. I think it's a lot of hands in it.
You want public or private?
You can do it private. So, as they hand you the cards, you notice that they start to kind of argue to the side about something else, and you quickly just start throwing them out around the table. And luckily enough, your set of cards seems to be close enough in resemblance to theirs. And even though they haven't quite realized that, the game is afoot, the game is now in play. This one here, he kind of looks over his. He's not too thrilled, but he throws in a 20 piece of gold. Everyone around the table slowly but surely follow suit. It comes right back around to you.
I'll raise it to 100 gold.
Okay, no cards in. You know you're gonna keep what you got.
I'll throw one card in.
Okay. So let me see this.
I imagine I've dealt myself like 4 of a kind or something.
You have in fact you have sleeved enough cards to where that one you throw back, you're able to select enough, and you have yourself quite a hand. You seem to be working on a straight flush. So you have raised it to 100. This one next to you, he kind of shakes his head. You notice he looks at the cards for quite a long time, and it makes you slightly nervous. However, he just throws them in. This lady here calls. This fella across the table folds. And then these two, reluctantly, after a very nervous amount of time, they also fold. So you find yourself now in with this lady, and you either have to leave it where it is or make a move, and she will do the same, and then cards will be revealed.
Okay, so action's on me first. Well, action would be on her first, right? I dealt.
Well, it's come around in this round to you.
Okay. So I can.
So you have to finish, and then it'll be her, and then back to you.
Okay. Then I'll bet another 100 gold.
The pot now quite high, enough to get your money back for entering. She looks at you long and hard, looks back at her cards, looks at you. One bead of sweat appears on her forehead. And she taps the table, and she lays her cards all down, ready to she's ready to see what you got.
Well, do I gotta pull another thievery check to get my last card for the straight flush?
No, you had it with that one.
I had it already? Okay.
You
Well,
have
yeah.
it, yeah.
So she flips them up, and then I casually flip my cards up in front of her. I guess it's just my lucky day.
So, let's see here. As you're holding the cards up, she does not notice that you've swapped them, and you rake all your gold back to you.
As I'm raking it back, I guess I reach past this guy next to me.
I think you're actually up 100, but yes.
I'll kind of bump into him a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to try to sleight of hand that ticket out of his pocket.
See it.
Come on.
You brush up against him, which he finds quite intrusive, but distracted by the physical contact, does not notice you slip the ticket out of his pocket and into yours. You now have a ticket for the gear smoke about your person.
All right. Well, then I make eye contact with whoever's close, I guess. Well, let's say
Me.
Drez. Let's go Drez because he's got good thievery too. And just give him a little look with my eyes and telling him to come over.
I shake my head slightly and stay seated at my table.
Okay. Well, then
All right.
I will.
Do you continue playing with them?
No, I'll look at them and be like, all right, well, that doubled my money. I'll cash out for the evening. You fellas have a good night.
They seem to only let you get away with this slight to them. Slight.
I'll leave the bottle on the table. I say, the bottle's yours, though, guys.
Because you have imbibed them with some fine spirits. And do you go about the place telling the party what you have done here, or?
Yeah, I'll walk back over near the door by Gurn without looking at him, just looking the other direction. Say like, all right, well, I got my ticket. Those
All
guys
right.
all have tickets poking out of their pockets. You can
Well,
either try to gamble it off of them or do some thieving.
inspired by your thievery, everyone gains a hero point. Well, what will any of the rest of you do now that you know your companion has located at least 3 more tickets?
Well, here's my stealth roll. Do I appear to be hidden?
Who are you trying to hide from? You're
Mostly the table I'm by.
So you're in a room with 40 people.
The people I'm by.
Okay.
Like this group. Because the point is I'm stealing the ticket off this dude if he has one.
Yes. So they eyeball you all the way into that corner over there, and they are now all 5 looking directly at you.
Well, boys, I have a proposition. 1, honorable, of course, duel for 1 ticket.
They all curse at you and tell you to get your drunken rear end out of here.
No honor duels? Darn.
While that's going on, I'm going to do a quick perception check. Surreptitiously looking around the room to see if anybody is noticing me.
Yes. The whole room is, like I say, I don't have tokens, or they didn't put enough tokens in here, but the whole room is just full of people, and there's people seated at this table with you that you don't know.
Wave Vengard over.
And as the morning slowly progresses here, more and more people are kind of filing in. Vimgard seems to have approached at your beckoning.
So I'm pretty curious what's behind this door back here. You think you could create a distraction somewhere across the room and get some eyes on you?
Oh, yes, I can.
Don't get yourself into too much trouble now.
I can't promise that.
I kind of, when Vanguard, you get over here, I have a plan.
It's been too long since Vimgar's pulled out the green monster for a
Speaking of that door, do any of you? I mean, I don't think anyone's done just a general like look around the room. Do any of you care to do that? To understand what you're looking at here. So, as you scan this room, you both notice the most basic features, which are, of course, this contraption in the middle. There's a small wooden railing around this circular opening in the floor that seems to go straight down to the river. You hear it rushing underneath. There's a small crane-like apparatus here for, it seems to be lifting things up and off of boats that sail underneath. This door to the north here that you've just spotted, Drez, has a sign on it that reads, "Warehouse, keep out." Other than that, this place is pretty, it's nice, but it's pretty commonly appointed. Just wooden tables, plain bar, lots of space for people to sit and wait and kind of view the river out this way to see approaching boats and things. Out this way, I mean, out this bay window.
Anywho, I'm going to grab 2 big giant ale mugs. And I am going to look at Liam. He said he has a plan. I would like to hear his plan before I go with mine.
Okay. We start stuff vaguely near them. Thus, everybody gets our eyes on it. We'll call it an honor duel. Don't hit me too hard. I'll make sure I miss. How you like it?
I don't know what an honor duel is, but I was just going to bump into one and challenge one to the arm wrestle and make a scene.
Up to you. I'll go with either one.
Anyways, I grab my 2 beers and I walk over and I do brush over to the one that's...
Okay, well, so are you going to order beers or...
Yes, sorry.
You're just going to grab somebody else's?
GG.
GG, buddy. Yeah.
Quick.
I will actually grab 2 beers off the railing there and just, straight walk down so I can make more of a scene for Drez.
Okay. As you start walking away, the bartender here starts yelling, "Hey, those aren't yours, you idiot."
I look over and say Liam's going to pay for it and keep walking away.
All right. He turns to Liam and asks him for the coin for the drink, and he begrudgingly pays it, apologizing for your coarse behavior.
I walk over to the table right behind them, drop the 2 beers, and I put my hand on the shoulder of the one that I'm right beside and say, "I see you boys like to party. Who wants to arm wrestle me for a pot of gold?" And I drop down the 2 beers and do an intimidation. Kind of show my tusks out a little bit.
Fair enough. Let's see, I can drop my camera.
Okay.
Because he can't see inside here.
Sorry, that's my bad. Okay.
One second. Yeah, now I can see you guys. All right, so You're trying to intimidate them into a fight?
Yeah, like I'm more not a fight, arm wrestle.
Oh,
Like,
arm wrestle. Yeah.
like, you know, trying to be like Arnold, like, come on, let's go. Get to the top. No, okay, I can't even do it. No, I'm not even worried.
Okay. Well, you muster up, you know, as much gruff as you can, and you attempt to frighten these guys. However, they don't seem to. They think you're just drunk, and they tell you to get out of here, go beg for change somewhere else.
I wave Vimgard back over.
Okay. Oh wait, hold on 1 second. Nope, never mind. Never mind. Yep, let's go. I wanted to see what my thievery was. Trying to steal one.
So, what about any of the rest of you, Gurn and Drez? What are you guys doing while all this is going on?
Well, I have a plan that I'm going to share with Vimgard here in a second.
Okay. Gurn, what are you up to over by the door?
I've just been looking up construct companions here. One thing I can't move is token, and I can't change his sheet. I think if I build him from the ground up, I can do it properly. But so we need to weasel somebody out of their tickets, correct?
Yes. You got, well, I mean, you don't have to. You guys are attempting to figure a way onto the ship.
I believe you said we could also just try offering some of the other people money for their tickets. I wouldn't do it with the gang with them guys, though.
That's always, you know, commerce, right?
Okay, well,
if try to seduce them.
If it's a scene we need, I have the opportunity to make this a large companion. Just a Schwarzenegger hulking shell of Hideki monstrosity. If I get him coming through the door, I think we can cause a scene.
Yeah, I mean, if you can just get the room's eyes off this back area right here, I just want to go through the door and see if there's anywhere we can kind of duck and hide and board that way before we. I think, you know, trying to pick everybody's pocket is risky, and trying to buy tickets off people is expensive. So
I will join you.
I'll just be loud and distracting.
Okay, well, this great big hulking figure squeezes through the door, loudly grunting. Not sure what to do when he gets in here. Maybe I'll have him sit down at this table with him.
Okay. So, I mean, yes, as he comes in, he definitely causes a scene, and everyone turns and looks at it. They are seemingly off-put by this corpse clockwork construction being in their presence. It hasn't quite caught the attention of the bartender yet, who is having a conversation over here with Liam.
I'm going to take the opportunity to move to the door, move about stealthily, and examine it for a lock.
Okay. You look over the door, just kind of almost as habit. You find that there's, you know, no traps or anything on this door. When no one's looking, you kind of slip your hand onto the knob and try it, and it seems to give way. So it does not seem like this door is locked in any capacity.
All right. I open it quietly and stealthily slip through.
Ooh, okay. You let's go ahead and attempt to do that. You will need, I mean, it would be a stealth check. Unless you, yeah, I mean, it's just stealth because you're trying to do it quietly. You slip the door open wide enough to go inside and do so and slip it back closed, and no one notices. Not even Vimgard. He looks up and wonders where you disappeared to.
Where'd you go?
Once inside, I take a look around my surroundings to see if I notice any other people.
So you don't notice people off the bat, but so where'd you go? Here. But you notice that there is a quite complicated system of levers around this place. It seems to be a kind of loading, unloading / storage facility. You seem to be obviously at the front of it here, but you don't notice anything here but luggage. There's just luggage everywhere.
All right, I'm going to move over to the levers and examine them to see if I can figure out how they work.
Well, you figure that you would be able to, rig some type of way to make them work with a thievery skill check. You study them for a moment, and using all of your knowledge of devices you have hot-wired or otherwise fixed up throughout the years, you seem to understand quite clearly how these all work. So you are able to essentially use the cranes to, pull anything out of there that you want to.
Okay.
Or potentially stow away inside some luggage.
First, I'm assuming all these over here are passenger bags.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Everything in here seems to be, well, mostly everything in here seems to be passenger goods or goods, being shipped by various people. Only, like over here and over here seem to be like trade goods that are stored either for like, replenishing ships when they come through. But these that are right in front of you seem to be the ones that are slated to, get loaded in.
Can I take some time to search through them?
Yeah, sure. How long do you want to take to search through them?
How long do we have until the boat comes?
You have about 4 hours till the boat comes.
Okay, I want to take, let's say 15 minutes.
Okay. You start to rifle through all these bags, and you find just kind of the typical stuff. Ladies' underwear and such. However, in one bag you seem to find something useful. Let's see, where is this? Here? Yeah. You find a little bag full of dust that you recognize as a, not any kind of drug to your disappointment, but still useful. A shimmering powder you have used before to essentially make yourself invisible. Other than that, though, you don't find anything of real value. All these bags seem to be of either lower class folk or, you know, your princess is in another castle.
All right. I think I'm going to try to stow away in some of this cargo.
Okay.
Let's see. What looks big enough to stow away in? Like this stuff out here looks like I could squeeze in it.
Yeah, true. So do you want to go over to the levers and activate them?
Yeah.
All right. As you start to push buttons and things, the crane, you know, activates, and it's like, you know, it's one of these like crawler things. It's moving along this track, and you're, you know, sitting there kind of watching it. From up on the top of this railing, though, you see a shadow kind of approaching from over on this end, and you think it's just part of the mechanism at first. But just as the crane reaches over here and you're about to, you know, pick up a crate or something of enough size to put yourself in, a large creature hops down off of the rail, lets out a loud roar, and you are quite sure you are engaged with this thing in Mortal Kombat. Sensing this, we'll all go in turn order here now. Dunk. So, roll initiative for me, fellows, and we can move. To your great surprise, when the crane clunks down here on this crate, it grabs a hold of it and lifts it up and begins traveling back to you with a cat sitting right on top of it. So it's moving about 10 feet or so per round. So this guy's, he's just kind of sitting on top of it, right? Let's see. Before we get all combating, you guys want to take a little break? I got that.
Sure.
All right, so the encounter begins and we pause for the cause. BRB, I don't freeze to death. It is 38 degrees outside. Holy crap. All right, BRB.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, we're at -0 right now.
It's going to be
That's
80.
pretty warm.
It's going to be 80 in 3 days, which is like ridiculous.
It's a big swing.
Yeah. Ooh. But yeah, BRB.
Yep.
Yeah, it's funny to me that our high temperature for today was 36 degrees. So what is the plan here, guys? Or does everyone leave? Well, fuck. All by myself.
Okay.
I don't think anyone else is here. Oh, there he is.
He never leaves.
Just say, kind of, what's our plan here? Because we don't even know that he's in combat. Right?
You don't, and I mean, you really are kind of only partially aware that he's gone and not necessarily where he is gone.
You said I didn't even know that he left.
Yeah, I mean, you're kind of stupid. But yeah.
I'm not disagreeing. I'm not disagreeing on that because, yeah, I'm going to be doing a perception check to see if who looks.
You put. I mean, you can put two and two together. There's a door there, and he's a sneaky fellow.
Well, the surprising part of fucking what's your Vemgard here is his intelligence is +4.
You shouldn't even be able to like understand language. Oh wait, you said +4, not 4.
Oh, yeah, +4.
His intelligence is what of
well,
his
that's
highest.
his casting trait.
Yeah, he's not wise. But
you're kind of what's it? You're
Autistic.
inattentive. How about that?
Oh yeah.
Well, let's go with
or his role was really good. Yeah.
So I'm wondering if these things are like guard dogs or if this is some kind of infestation that's back here that nobody knew about.
You could take a look at them and see if you understand their plight, perhaps.
Always the optimist.
Because, you know, if we exterminate an infestation, then the people might be grateful for that.
That's true. That's the whole point of the beginner box. Both beginner boxes I've found. Starfinder, the plot is quite similar. I guess it was first.
You guys run any Starship combat?
Oh no, we've only dipped our toe. I had to concede to them though, so I got a smattering of Starfinder books, and I honestly didn't really think anybody would be too crazy interested this kind of early. I mean, you know, this is only really the second semester we've done the club, but I didn't really take stock of them, so I'm missing most majorly like the core rule book, and then there's another one that's called Armory that's like all the stuff. But then I have the one about like ship combat and how to move around the galaxy. And then the bestiaries are called Alien Archives. And I think there's 4 or 5. And we got 2 of them. So anyway, I wasn't too worried because, you know, the beginner box is all self-contained, right? But my ladies that were playing, they are quite ambitious. They never want to just do, you know, out-of-the-box stuff. And so they had grabbed the Alien Archive, and now they've done this before. And in D&D, I kind of fudged it for at least one of them, and let them make like a unicorn centaur person, you know, just kind of homebrewy, you know. So anyway, they start in on that, and I was like, well, you know, these are the bestiaries, and Starfinder's a little different. It's crunchy, Pathfinder, you know, math tight, all that kind of stuff. It's harder to just riff. And so they were like, oh, okay, well, yeah, we'll pick just these normal ones. Of course, we went to Nethys, right? But in our haste, I didn't really pull up the whole list on Nethys. And when I got home, I realized that, in fact, Starfinder is much more kind of mashed together. And so the Alien Archives also serve as, like, character extensions because there are some aliens in those books you can be. And so they got real excited today, and they spent probably 45 minutes to an hour going through all the different ones, because then I printed the list too off of Nethys, and they were just going ham. So, but they seemed really excited, and I told them, I was like, well, look, you know, just because the 2E is, you know, in the pipeline, I mean, there's still people playing Pathfinder 1E, you know, it's not like it's gonna be useless to know this, you know. So they're all excited.
Well, just make sure if you ever DM Starship combat that the combat starts at the start of your session, because it will take fucking hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys have done Starfinder ship combat?
Yeah, we made it halfway or a third of the way through an AP before my wife got pissed off at one of us and stopped playing.
Mm.
It was a
fun
tough
while it
fun.
lasted.
Yeah.
Before my time.
But it's like Starship Combat, just the idea of three-dimensional space that you're flying around in itself can make things confusing, and then
Yeah.
all the rolls and yeah, it's very crunchy for sure. Anyway, off topic.
Well, are we all here? Yes, yes.
Yes, I think we are.
I think so.
If you're not here, say so. Okay. So at the top of the round here, your unexpected guest kind of growls at you in a eerie type of a way. And from its spot right here, let's see, you see it kind of go to jump and pounce like a cat, but it blinks out of existence for a moment and appears right in front of you
Oh shit.
and makes a melee strike
Run.
with its claws. It finds a weak spot, catches you unaware. Do you have any reaction to being hit?
No.
No? Okay. So it follows that up with a little bite at you, trying to nip at your leg and get a hold of your ankle. However, you see this coming with prescient knowledge, and you are able to jerk your leg away. So as it turns to you, you definitely have the opportunity to like examine this foe in any capacity you wish, and or try whatever tactic you think best benefits you.
All right, I'm going to do a recall knowledge arcana to try to identify it.
Okay, so you aren't quite sure what this creature is. You've never seen one like this, but it does look bestial in nature. It doesn't quite have canine features. It actually seems much more feline in both its appearance and the way it is, kind of moved and struck out at you. You don't really know anything more than that because you've not really seen creatures quite like this before. The markings on it are quite odd. However, you do notice it sticks out really like a sore thumb that this creature has a inorganic device around its neck. It looks like a large clockwork collar.
All right, I am going to feint it.
I guess we at least know it's not an infestation.
And then when I strike at it, can I aim for that collar?
Yes, you can.
All right, so I am going to attempt to hit that collar here.
So you do strike the collar. The blow glances off of it and strikes the cat itself. And you see a small dent in it. So you are sure that it is not immune to damage. However, you feel like you're going to have to hit it in a much more critical way to cause damage to it.
And let's apply enfeeble as well.
All right, so your blow glances off of the collar and onto the cat. and you enfeeble him as a result. Does that exhaust your actions? Yes.
Yeah, that's all 3.
Okay, Vimgard, you know that Dress has slipped away and disappeared. You do not see him in the room, and do notice the door straight in front of you. What will you do?
I will walk right to the door. 10, 15, 20, 20. One action. Second action to do the step. And then third action, I guess, to open the door.
Okay.
And that would be it.
All right, so you stand there with the door open. And the bartender, you stand and look towards the bar to see if he's noticed you. He is still wrapped up in conversation with Liam. Liam seems to kind of be picking up on what's going on and sees over the bartender's shoulder you standing at that open door. And yeah, everything seems to be pretty good at the moment. He's holding this person's rapt attention. So you have moved to it and opened it?
Yep.
Is this 2 actions?
It'd be 3 because it's more than 25 feet. So I'd have
more
to.
Than 30.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right, so Saren, you see across this long table that a door has been opened by Vimgard. All of these folks seem to be mostly concerned with this walking corpse here, so they have not quite turned their attention fully that way.
All right, well, not knowing what has happened over there, I am going to do a perception check on, I guess, this dude. See if I can discern if he is a likely candidate to have a ticket on him, or if I can see it poking out of a pocket or something like that.
You said, dude?
Is that a, well, yeah, I guess I made the mistake, the opposite this time. That token last time was,
Her art is not the same as her token.
yeah, that's the token that was, I thought was a girl way back when and tried to seduce, but it was a dude.
Fair enough.
So I just made everything awkward. Alright, perception to see if I can see anything.
They're reveling. So, yes, what were you trying to notice about them in particular?
See if I could judge which pocket the ticket would be in, or if these guys, if they seem like they would have tickets on the ship. Either or.
So you are quite sure they do have tickets. They're all standing here practicing, and they're talking about where they want to go and what they want to see. A quick scan of them, you don't notice any like tickets sticking out of pockets like these ruffians over here. But you do notice that scattered amongst them is their bags and their belongings. They haven't checked them or put them over in the warehouse yet. Well, so you, using your thievery knowledge, contend to yourself that this is the likely place where these tickets reside. So they have bags right here, right at your feet. And then there's one up between these guys, and then 2 more over here.
Well, then I'd like to inquire of this guy next to me. I just want to talk to him and say, so I assume all you guys are performers waiting to board the ship?
Well, he doesn't notice you. They're all playing and busking and practicing here. So,
okay.
I mean, he sees that you're trying to talk to him, but he's playing music, so.
I just say to him, excuse me, sir. I don't mean to interrupt. I'm just curious on this trip that you take here. How much money do you normally make busking on a ship like this to all the rich people?
Okay, roll diplomacy. See if he pays you attention.
Probably not, because I have a -1.
So yeah, he just keeps playing and doesn't really pay you any attention.
Well, I'll take the inn because he basically looks away from me, trying to pretend he didn't hear it. And I'll try to use thievery to.
Well, that's not what I said.
I'll try to use thievery to casually scoop up his bag if he's ignoring me.
Well, so you've moved and talked to him twice.
No, I was here at the start of it. I didn't move yet.
Oh, okay.
And I'll use third action to try to stealthily snipe the bag.
Okay.
Could go horribly, horribly wrong.
Okay, so describe what you're doing here.
As I'm leaning on the table, I use my foot to slowly drag the bag over towards me.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I'll drop my cufflink or something and fucking bend over to pick it up and slide the bag up into my duster.
Okay, you have taken his whole bag.
All right, that's the end of my turn.
All right, this fellow moves across here. He's on this crane and is moving back auto-magically, and it moves right there. Do you want him to keep distracting the bartender?
Yes.
All right. Gurn.
I'm gonna go to the bar and ask for a round of drinks for the performers.
Okay. Is that like all your movement to get over there?
Pretty well, yeah.
All right.
Even if it's 2, I want to quick alchemy, poison, and then apply it to one of the glasses.
But so you want to order something from him and have him turn this direction? Because he's over here distracting him. You want to get close to him, have him straight on. That's better.
And yes, 7 whiskeys, my good sir. And to be a real dick, is it possible to get a companion sheet instead of a familiar for this thing? I don't think it matches up.
Okay, what do you think you're missing?
Well, starting off from when it's a prototype companion, he gets a strength of +3, dex +3, blah 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 blah. As he grows, I adjust some of those, and I can give him training on some skills, bump up his unarmed strikes. He's got immunities.
Jesus.
It's like a character. The more I look into it.
Okay, well, so, I mean, the only thing that needs to change is that he's not connected to you and he has his own stats. Right? Is that what you're saying? I mean, I see his ability modifiers and all that.
Yeah, so here I'll...
He has 10 hit points, yeah, I see.
I'll link what I'm looking at in chat.
I mean, I've got it pulled up right here. I see what you're talking about.
Okay.
I'm just saying there's no such thing as a companion sheet. It's the same as the familiar sheet. We just have to go in and change it all and unlink it from you so that it doesn't do the like companion thing. Because it's the same. It's the same with like an animal when you control it. Either that or you make a PC that's just all shunted and doesn't have anything. You make it like an NPC. So, but what?
Yeah, if that's easier. Yeah, I mean,
It's not. But it's easier to come in here and just fix him, which I mean I can do.
well, if you give me the ability to, I'll fuck around and do it. You got more work than I do.
You're the owner, so you should be able to. Otherwise, I have to elevate you to like.
Yeah, I can't adjust his skills. He's trained and expert in some.
Yeah. Well,
I
so
can't give him
what? I
any
mean, are
strikes.
you? What are you wanting to do? Are you wanting to attack with him now? Because you have to command him, which gives him 2 actions. Are you just wanting to move
Yeah.
him?
Well, not right now. If Saren's shit goes bad, I was gonna have him step up and grapple. But not right this moment. No, I don't need to do anything with him.
Okay. So it passes back to the top of the round 2, and this cat in front of you. I mean, he has no other target, so he reaches out and he tries to grab you by striking out at you with his claw here. Oh, come on, buddy. So, missing you, he follows up with his jaws, whoops, and tries to snap at you, and you see that dented collar jangling off of his neck. You seem to have loosened it a little bit when you hit it. You jump out of the way of these jaws quite easily, and you now find this fellow. I guess he shouldn't have been off guard that whole round for everyone, but whatever. No one was attacking him because they don't know he's here. Drez, what will you do?
All right, I am going to. Let's see. We're going to open up with Faint again.
All right, that is successful.
And I'm going to strike again at that collar.
All right, you hit the collar. It snaps and breaks off. And as soon as it does, you see this thing blink out of here through a dimension door.
All right, and where's the other one at right now?
It is on top of this crate you were trying to bring over.
Gotcha. Okay. My last action, I'm going to actually move over here into this corner out of its line of sight.
Fair enough. Vimguard.
All right. Noticing that Liam's distracting, I'm going to step up into the room. Next action is close the door. And then I see the creature right there, but I don't see Drez, so I'm just going to walk in a little bit more safer area. 5, 10, 15, 25. And that'll be then my turn. Oh, hi, Drez.
Saren, you have not noticed per se Vimguard walking in there because you have now shuffled this bag under your duster and have a quite large lump, but your act of thievery has gone unnoticed.
All right, well, I'll take the opportunity to turn around and walk out the door with the bag. And then once I'm outside, I'll rifle through it and look for his ticket.
Okay. You easily locate it.
And then I'll just toss his bag over by the barrel here.
Okay.
I think that would be 3 actions: move, search, and throw it.
All right. You find yourself now with 2 tickets.
Which one of you wants to buy a ticket? I'll give you a good price.
All right.
25 gold.
This thing moves along the crane's path here. However, it has noticed you walk in, Mr. What you call it? Vanguard. Let's see. And yes, he is going to. Oh, well, beautiful. So he sees you come in, Vimgarn, and crouches down like a house cat and pounces from the crate clear to the landing here. He eyeballs you and basically just rushes you down and swipes at you. You are expecting the onslaught and you dodge out of the way. You guys want him to continue discussing and talking?
Yes.
Perfect.
Be right back.
All right. So, Gurn. So, if you want to command you do, what I was trying to say was tonight we can just fudge it over. There is a mod. We used to run it with Wes because he had a bird. I just don't have it on and installed anymore, so I gotta go get it.
Yeah, I don't imagine he's going to be doing too much tonight, but
Yeah, that's what I was kind of getting at. If you just trying to move him and do basic shit, we can just roll. And I mean, we got the mods right here. We can see what his stats are, right? But I see what you mean. I mean, that's how animals are too. They don't have like the familiar stats.
yeah, and I can't get him an unarmed strike. He's got 2 different ones. I can't input them into his abilities or anything.
Well, yeah,
Anyway.
but that's what I say. If you want him to hit something, I mean, we know how to strike stuff. You roll a d20, you add 3, right? Like,
Yeah. We can.
That's what I say. If it gets to that, if you try to.
What I want to do now is these 7 shots of whiskey. What do they cost?
If you're just getting shots, they're copper a piece, so it's just a few copper.
Okay. And I want to discreetly apply spider root to one of the rims and then carry it over to the table.
Okay, with these guys.
Yeah.
All right, and do you mark the one that you've put this on so you know which one? Do you set it up? How do you know?
Yeah,
which one's
I'm gonna be. I want it to be the first one I hand out.
Okay. And what do you tell them when you bring these drinks over?
I'll greet them. In admiration of your skilled playing, I would like to offer the 6 of you a drink. I'll start passing them out.
They eagerly stop performing for this, and they don't seem to question you too much. They thank you for your hospitality, and I think they are all expectantly waiting for you to make a toast or say something, or at least take the first drink.
To
yeah,
honor.
here.
To
Here's
honor.
to honor. Here's to music. Okay. Slide them across the tables. I'll down mine. And then on contact, that first one will have to make a DC 28 fortitude save.
Yes, so they all eagerly take your drinks and they throw them back. This one here notices something a little funny in the drink and begins to feel quite queasy. So the onset is 1 minute. So, I mean, we're in rounds here. It's going to be quite some time before this kind of hits her. Is that all you got in the tank? Or is when you took the drinks and walked over? All right, Driz.
All right, I am going to try to tumble through this thing.
All right, you just barely make it. This thing feels, kind of icky as you pass through it. All right, and that makes him more stabbable to you, yes.
Yeah. And then I aim. This one has a collar too, I'm assuming.
Indeed, it does.
I aim for that collar again.
You strike it, but your blow glances off and hits the cat.
Let's enfeeble the cat.
Let's see. Yeah. All right, so he definitely takes your enfeeblement. And you get one more?
No, that's all three. What? Wait. Let's see. No, I tumbled through. I attacked. Okay, yeah, I've got one more attack. Let me try that again. Oof. Let's roll back time on that. Pretend like that never happened. Y'all didn't see shit.
Technically, they didn't. All right, you wail.
And that was at the collar again. Sorry.
Yes, you wail at it, but once again it glances off and hits the cat itself, and it takes damage. And looks at you with kitty cat eyes. Vimgard, how will you respond to this onslaught?
I look at Drez and ask him why we're hurting this kitty. That's done anything.
Well, if you aim for the collar, you don't have to hurt the cat.
I grapple the cat then. Make it a little easier for you, Drez, because I don't think I can really try and get that collar off without chopping its head off, and I don't want to do that.
So you're doing what?
I'm going to try and grapple the cat. So that
Okay.
Drez can...
So technically he's trying to grab him by the pussy.
Yes. Yes, I am. I am trying to grab this pussy.
Why did you put that in his head? All right, so let's see.
Well, at least the miner is already gone for the night.
That's fair.
If your president can say it, I'm allowed to say it.
Fair enough, I guess. He's not currently the president.
Hey, he's trying to run again.
Doesn't make him the president.
Yeah.
No, that's true.
But come on, guys, do the right thing this time.
We did the right thing
You
last
think
time.
we voted for him? Have you met us?
The point is well taken, but just be aware we already have.
All right, so you're gonna grab this thing.
Yes.
All right. So what are you gonna just try to grab a hold of him with an athletics, or are you gonna versus his ability to get away from him, or what you gonna do? You have a strike that goes into a grab. How are you gonna grab?
No, I'm just doing basic athletics grab.
So you're doing a grapple.
Yes.
All right. So let's see. I believe that has it in it for you. Ooh. So if you target him and click that from inside that tooltip, it should do it for you automatically.
Select him. I'm there, and then press it. Just gives me the grapple trait. Oh.
There you go. So you have grabbed a hold of this thing. How have you grabbed it?
Bear
hugging.
It's a medium-sized creature or small?
It is medium-sized.
Yeah, I'm bear hugging him.
All right, you grab a hold of it.
And yeah, I'll say that's the end of my turn because I'm not doing anything else.
Well, you have both your arms wrapped around it. You could attempt to recall knowledge if you would like. It's about all you could do.
That is actually a good call. Thank you. I will do a call system.
You recognize this thing as bestial as well, quite easily. You have never seen a creature quite like this, but your knowledge of nature guarantees you or satisfies you that this creature is at least magical in nature, if not completely from a different realm of existence. You don't know much more about it than that, other than what's obvious, that it is cat-like, both in appearance and action. Saren.
Yes. For my last thing is, they're there, sweet pussy. I will...
Okay, Saren, what will you do as you are standing outside the bridge house?
That is a good question. So the boat docks here, or does it dock somewhere else?
So this thing, there's some space between like it and the river, essentially. So I believe the boat is able to kind of slide right up in this thing, like right up under. And,
gotcha. Okay, well, since I'm going to go back in there and I don't want to get busted, I will pick up the bag that I just dropped, conceal it under my duster, go back in, try to sleight of hand, slide it down my duster and kick it over, or push it over with my feet back to where it was.
Okay. I always return to the scene of the crime.
I'll say, yeah.
All right. They are a little tipsy from the drink that Gurn provided, and they have gone back into just a bawdy song playing in honor of Gurn and fully attentive on him. And with the minor distraction, you are able to slip the bag back in place without being detected.
All right, that's my 3 again, and I got a ticket for anyone who wants to buy it.
25 gold.
25,
All right.
do I have 30? 35.
All right, you got 30. You got 30. You got 30.
This cat struggles and strains and will attempt to break free. Let's see, you guys are level 10 now or 11?
And
10. It's 11 at the end. I got you. All right, so let's see if you can break free. I want to break free. So this thing struggles, and you're not quite able to keep your grip on it because of the shimmer, and it slips just out of your grasp. So he has wriggled free, and now he's going to try to bite you for grabbing him like that. He didn't like you touching his tummy because he's a cat. Cats don't like that shit. So as he chomps down on your right ankle, you feel pain and find yourself damaged somewhat, but you also notice that this thing did not let go, and in a true turn of events, now has you grabbed by the ankle. Liam sits at the bar, still talking to him. Would you like him to continue that?
yep.
All right. Gurn, I'll slide this radiator closer to me, and the temperature drops. What will you do, Sonny? Need to get a real forced air heater. Have an oil radiator.
Yeah, you don't have any insulation in there either, do you?
No, it's insulated, you know.
Okay.
So I can,
Well, at
I
least
can,
there's that. But
yeah, I can get some heat in here. I mean, it's insulated. It's drafty as shit, but it's insulated behind, like, MDF panel and pegboard. So it's not like it's sheetrocked. It's not finished. But, you know, he put insulation.
so we're going to get down to 28 overnight.
All right, so Gurn, as you sit with these folks who you have provided tainted drinks to, or at least one tainted drink, what will you do now?
Is that door to where they're fighting closed? Or are we aware
It
Yeah, I
is.
that they are?
closed it.
Vimgar closed it. I mean, you would be tangentially aware because you were standing over by the door, so you kind of saw them there and then not there. So I mean, you can put 2 and 2 together.
Okay.
If-
Well, I will command the minion to investigate.
Okay.
25 feet.
So you want him to move and what? Open the door?
He's not going to be very stealthy about it. I'll just move him for now.
Okay, so you command him to step up by the door, and he does so. Holding for your next command, Drez, what will you do?
All right, we are going to faint the remaining kitty. Stupid cat. All right. let's see. Rather than try to feint again, I'm going to attempt to tumble back through it to the other side.
That's fair. You successfully do so, making it stabbable to you.
And aiming for the collar again.
Smart. You smash the collar, it falls to the ground, and this thing immediately casts Dimension Door and is gone. Got anything else in the tank to do?
No, that was all three.
Okay. Vimgard, you feel a pang of relief, but just as you begin to turn to Drez and congratulate him, from this platform over here, another cat pounces at you and attempts to take a swipe right before your turn here.
Just swimming in pussy tonight. Last one, I swear.
You lie. You lie, sir. However, gassed from the jump, this thing, well, that's no good. He does not have a shield. All right, so let's see what he gets here. Attempting to strike Vimgard after making his leap, it injures his paw and is unable to strike with that paw until the end of his next turn. Oh, sorry. Vimgard, what will you do now that this new threat has emerged?
I'm going to try and grapple this one so that Drez can try and get the piece off again.
You're gonna what? I'm sorry. I didn't hear.
Grapple again.
Oh, grapple. You try to hit it yourself?
I don't want to hit my pussy. I didn't say it was last one.
Okay, your athletics against his fortitude.
Yep.
All right, you just barely get your arms around this thing and grab a hold of it.
Okay, and anything if I can turn it towards Drez, but other than that, I'll wait for Drez. That'll be the end of my turn.
Okay, Sarah.
Well, I'm gonna have some fun with this one. So, $35. I'll double check my distance. That is the window I can see through, obviously.
Yes.
So I'm going to cast Mad Monkeys.
Cast.
Well, I've had a Fey influence for a while. I've just never been able to use these before. And I would like to use Flagrant Burglary. A horde of monkeys appear and jump all over the place and try to steal any one item from one creature in the area. Use my spell DC -10 as the thievery modifier. So I'll put it on this lady and get the monkeys to steal her ticket wherever it is.
Okay.
And yeah, that my spell DC -10 is the exact same as my thievery, so I'll just roll my thievery for it.
Okay.
Come on. And if it fails, I'll hero point.
Does it work on privately rolled dice?
So your spell DC is 28?
I'm sorry, that would be confusing my other character. Give me a second. Yeah, 28 spell DC. Expert gunslinger plus 18.
Gotcha. Okay. So, these monkeys, indeed, you said this one in the middle or the one on the end?
One on the end here. She's the only one in range from where I'm at now.
Okay. So yeah, these monkeys go ham, just creating all kinds of a ruckus and distraction. Let's see, how long does it last for them?
1 minute I can sustain it for.
All right. So the monkeys steal the item, and they know they took it, and the monkeys all come running out the door back to you. Is that what you want them to do?
No, because I believe I can just concentrate and move it 5 feet every turn and try to steal all their tickets.
Okay, so you want to sustain the spell?
Yeah, that'll be next turn because that was all 3 of my actions: move and 2 to cast.
Okay, so you sustain the monkeys. Let's see. So this fellow here is grabbed and gonna try to break free of it. He's gonna squirm. He does not and stays grabbed, and you are face to face with this thing and find out that the dangerous bit is probably the one that you got right next to you. Oof. Oof. So being right up on this thing next to its face, probably not a good idea. And it bites right into your whole face.
Oh my god.
And you can't see because it bit your eyeballs. You have
Is
cats.
it the piercing one?
You have cat, yeah. You have cat spit in your eyes now. So for his third action, he is actually going to latch on to your neck there, taking advantage of you being struck. And so now you have a hold of him and he has a hold of you. Somebody get Reddit on the phone. All right. Liam sits at the bar still. You want him to continue doing this? Fair enough. Gurn, your construct stands at the ready next to the door that says warehouse, do not enter, keep out, or whatever it says. The whole folks here are all just covered in monkeys. You're not quite sure what's happening, but you do glimpse Saren out the window and feel that he is probably related to this incident of monkeys. How will you proceed?
Classic Saren. I'll send him through the door using this opportunity.
Okay, so, well, he can open it and then move through it. And that's one of your actions, but you could do two more things.
2. Yeah, I'm just standing here watching him, waiting for the poison to take hold.
How long does it take for poison to take hold?
That
Just
one takes a
curious.
minute.
All right, Driz, You see quite a predicament in front of you. A grabbed cat and a grabbed orc, half orc. Are you half orc or full orc? You're full orc. Full orc.
But the cat is still grabbed and therefore off guard.
Indeed.
All right, suppressing laughter. I move right here. And I swing at the collar.
Oof.
Apparently, I was just laughing a little bit too hard.
Indeed, you were.
I swing at it again. Wow. Wow.
You have any hero points left?
Yeah, but I'm just going to see how this plays out.
Fair enough.
Oh, you want Vemgard dead?
I mean, I'm right here with him. I've got healing potions I can maybe force down his throat if things get really bad.
He took 120 points of damage in one hit last time. What do you got for HP left, Logan?
He's got his orc stuff. He can't die
21.
easily.
But yeah.
What's
21.
your max?
141.
It's a spicy meatball.
Mm-hmm. All right. It is my turn. I'm going to do an unarmed attack at him to try and get out of this grapple.
Can you swim?
I can.
Jump in the fucking water.
Yeah, can I do an athletics check and just jump in with him?
Cats hate water.
It is 60 feet down to the water.
Oof.
All right. All right, Chase.
But you connect.
Yep. So
Big connect.
that would take me out of my ungrappled, right?
Here's a question though.
Yes.
Are you letting go of it to hit it?
I'm trying to at least I'm actually trying to push it into the water.
That would be the shove action.
Yeah, well,
Yes,
so-
but I had to be ungrappled first to do the shove,
Oh,
right?
Yeah, gotcha.
Okay, but you have a hold of it with both your hands, so you would have to let go of it first to hit it. I mean, what?
Okay,
what,
yeah. Yeah.
Or do you want to roll a save to try to get out of being held? Is that what you're
Yes.
saying?
Yes. Sorry, wasn't that not an unarmed attack for it?
No.
Oh. Then I
No,
get-
it would be your fortitude against his DC 24.
Okay.
But just mechanically, you're not able to strike without letting go of this.
Yeah. No, I'd let go.
So you are letting go.
Well, I want to try and get out of my grapple with it because he has me grappled and I'm really hurt and I'm trying to push it away so I can heal myself.
Okay, so I understand. I'm just you got to get the order of things correct. So
Okay.
you don't have to let go of him to try to get out of his grapple.
Okay. I'm getting out of his grapple. That's the first thing I'm trying to do.
Okay, so fortitude DC 20.
Wouldn't that be athletics against the fortitude? Or am I fucking that up?
You're fucking it up.
Okay.
All right, so
It's been forever since I've GM'd now.
So you break free, you flex your neck, and you're able to get him to pop his teeth out of there, and he lets go. You still have a hold of him with both your arms. You
Okay,
can, as a free action, just let go of him.
Can I do No, I would do a shove trait to push him. So I want to push him away if I have him in my hands right now.
This is Sparta.
Well, if you're gonna push him, you'd have to let go to push him, but you could try to throw him because you've got him grabbed.
It's true.
Push, shove, same. Okay.
So, well, I would give you the free action to let go of him and attempt to shove him. But what do you want to do? You want to shove or throw or what?
Yeah, throw.
Okay. So let go of him, and you use that, but then have you selected him targeted. I believe this is right. Okay, so you push this thing 5 feet off of here, and as it's falling, you see a flash, and it's right behind you now.
Okay, last action is to get the fuck out. 5, 10, 15, 20. Alright, that's the end of my turn. I'll be right back. My dog is going crazy.
Uh-oh. All right, Saren. You
right.
sustaining the spell and doing that again?
Well, I have to move so that I can stay in range. So I'll move 5 feet closer and move my monkeys to this person and attempt the thievery check. And all the chaos that's going on. Sorry, I should be blind. Want me to redo it?
Yeah, go ahead. All right, and then I just gotta show you that. Okay, so
And if it fails, I'll hero point.
oh, that's hilarious. So so they from this guy, yes, in the middle, the purple fellow.
Yeah.
All right, so they successfully steal his ticket, and he starts screaming about his ticket. This one here is still screaming about her ticket. The other ones, of course, have stopped playing by now, and they're trying to grab these monkeys, but the monkeys are just jumping all around. Are you going to use your last action to keep sustaining?
Yeah, I'll continue sustaining the spell.
Okay. Monkey.
I don't think I can move it until next turn, though.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
What does it, is the movement is part of the sustaining, or no?
Yeah, I think so. It says, here, I'll post it again.
I mean, I'm looking at it right here.
Okay.
5 foot burst.
Yeah, the first time each round when I sustain a spell, I can move it. So I can sustain it now, but not move it.
Okay, well, but you wanted to move it, so you would have. We just did it out of order. You would have sustained first and moved it, and then done all that. So it's fine. We just got the order wrong.
Okay, and that'll be my 3 then.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, Dwimmercant here is going to chase after his prey like a good kitty cat. He's not gonna let you go because you ran, so you're the thing moving, so he's got to chase you down. I believe he went through 1 turn. Did he go through a turn? He can claw again? I think he did.
Yeah.
He swipes you. Oops. Swipes himself? No. Swipes your orc butt. You sustain damage. And almost as if it is pitying you, it turns to Drez and pounces this way. Whoop. And with the pounce comes a swipe. He misses you horribly, And with his last attempt, snaps it. Well, no, he moved, so he doesn't get that last attempt. All right, so exhausting himself, it moves to the bar, who I'm sure he stays there, Liam at the bar. Gurn, your monstrous creation construct, stands there on the platform with the door open before him. Let's see if my man notices anything. He is not noticing that, so you are free to move about the cabin and or shut that door.
Yeah, I guess I'll shut it. Tell him to shut it and then aid our companions in there, and that's it.
Okay, you not take any other action?
No. No, he only gets 2 if I command him.
Well, yeah, but
I'm
that's
still watching.
You have 2 actions left.
Yeah, I'm still watching.
Okay. All right, Drez.
All right, I'm going to tumble through this thing and attempt to put myself between it and Vimgard.
All right, you successfully do.
And then strike at the collar.
All right. It glances off and damages the cat itself, who you leave enfeebled.
Yeah.
Enfeebled by your strike, it seems to be less than enthusiastic about that.
All right, and then I strike again.
Once again, same or similar result. Glances off the collar and you hit the cat. And is that 3 for you?
Yeah, that's 3.
Vimgard, still rubbing your eyes. You do what?
I am going to treat wound. There we go.
All right, so you spend some time patching yourself up.
Yes, I am going to move back as well because I still see the cat, a little scared of it, and I'm going to drink 1 potion as well.
Okay, see it. All right, you drink it up. And that's it?
Yep.
All right, Sarah, you sustaining and moving the monkeys? Or do you need to move first?
No, I've got 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 tickets if I can get them outside. And Gurdon's working on the 5th, so I'm just going to move the monkeys straight to there.
Okay, so you sustain and move the monkeys?
Yeah, and that'll be my turn.
So you just leave them on top of that chick?
Yeah, and I've got
Alright.
I'm going to move them over the next 3 rounds out the door.
Okay. And you don't do anything? You just standing there?
Yeah, I don't want to... There's nothing really I can do from here.
Okay. So this cat attempts to repay the favor here. Snaps its jaws at your neck. misses, and so swipes claws at your ankle. Frustrated, wipes once more. However, you prove far too nimble for this creature to make contact with. Oh wait, that should still be on. Alright, so we have Liam at the bar. You guys leaving him there like we've been doing for the past hour? Sure. Alright, Gurn, what will you do now? I will have to say, I hate to rules lawyer a point, but we did go over this with Wes. You're giving me like flashback here. So I remember splitting hairs with him at one point, or at least the party as a whole, because they at some point wanted to send the bird in, you know, basically in through the dungeon, like out of his range of seeing and hearing and all that. So the question before the party that has to be considered, or before you really as the master of this construct, is how you could issue it commands now. And really, I guess
I figure I can't, and if I don't, it gets one action to either stride or strike.
Sure. Is that a characteristic of it? One of its things that it has?
Yeah, once it gets to advance.
So just FYI, before we get into a like Mission Impossible situation, we try to like, you know, send him behind enemy lines, and we have to revisit that whole conversation again. But yes, sounds like you've got a handle on it. So with that minor point addressed.
Not to fuck you over, Gurn, but it's a minion, right?
Yes, but it has a whole lot of different stuff than other minions, because it's not an animal. It's this clockwork. It's still mindless and shit, and it's still, but it's semi-sentient because it's made of a corpse.
It just says in minion, if given no commands, minions use no actions except to defend themselves or escape obvious harm.
Yeah, you're
yes. But that's why I asked when he said that, like if it can move, is that one of its things? Because it has, if you look it up on Nethys, it has a list as long as your arm of like special shit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean he obviously went back and looked at it and was like, oh, this ain't just some window dressing. There's some like meat on this bone.
Okay, yeah, I got you. So it's okay.
Yeah, right, because, I mean, you got to think, too, right? If it was just normal clockwork, I mean, that's boring. You can do that from the beginning, can't you? There's like a archetype that's like clockwork something or another. At least probably in... Yeah, well, or at least probably in the Alkenstar options, or Guns and Gear, right? Probably got some archetype that's like clockwork mechanic or some bullshit, you know. But this one is like mixing clockwork with corpses. So yeah, I mean, you know.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
I mean, same answer as anything. When something is doing something that's not quote unquote normal, it obviously must be either. I've gotten to this point. I don't know if you are there too. I mean, I think are experienced enough with with our own experience with each other playing these campaigns that like. I assume when something is out of the quote-unquote norm that it's something kind of special. I've stopped kind of assuming that we're just making a mistake at first. Does that make sense? Like, I feel like we're all pretty familiar enough to, you know, maybe first pass something's not exactly right, but, you know.
And after I Googled what sapient means, it means any creature with intelligence that can do it, act how it pleases. So you're right.
It doesn't say sapient, does it? It says sentient, does it not?
It
says sapient? Oh, okay.
Yeah. I literally had to Google the word to see what the fuck it meant. It means able to think.
Yes, very similar to. Yeah, it's very similar to.
Yeah.
The other. So, with those minor points addressed. What will you do here at the head of this table? Now, you know, kind of got a little fudge there because since we are in encounter mode, time has been passing only in 6-second increments. So it has only been about half a minute since they imbibed that drink.
Well, if they're still playing with all these fucking monkeys around, I'm just gonna stand and watch.
All
But
right.
I am gonna strike with that Hideki's corpse. So he's got a strength of +5, and he's trained, so it should be +17.
Well, so how is he +5? I thought it was 3.
He starts at 3, and then at incredible, his strength, dex, con, wisdom modifiers by 2.
Nice.
But is that like when he levels up? Because that's the thing with animals. They start at their basic thing, and then you have to like, yeah. So you have to advance it, and that's a whole thing. So like with animals, they grow up. And I knew this with Wes because his little bird started as like a normal bird. I think you could be at advanced at this point, but I'm not sure.
Okay, I did the whole respec. So if we're going for advanced,
Yeah, I mean, I would have to look. There's a level like associate. I would have to look in like Guns and Gears and see what it's saying about that. But you see what I'm saying, right? It's like a growth thing, and it's tied to your level. But I think at your level, it could be advanced. I think it's like 10, because right when Wes stopped playing for, consistently, his bird had just leveled up. It grown because
okay. So what I did is I dumped all my wizard archetype feats, and
Yeah.
I took all these. So at level 10, I can get incredible construct.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I didn't know what the level of it was because it doesn't say here. on nothing.
I've been reading this the whole night, so I think I'm doing it by the book.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna roll an unarmed strike on this.
So
Fucking cat,
just
whatever it is.
yeah, just D20 plus. It would no, it would be D20 plus 5.
But he's trained in unarmed strikes.
I'm trying with a proficiency for percentage of all saving throws, intimidation, stealth, server trained. Yeah, no, he did those skills. I mean, unless that's in one of these other things. I mean, show me where his modifier's more than just his modifier. Because, I mean, the only thing that can be added is his proficiency, right? But I don't see where it adds any proficiency. Because you're trained expert on that in skills, yes?
Construct companion is trained in unarmed attacks, unarmed defense, and all saving throws, perception, acrobatics, athletics.
Yeah, so that means he can use them.
So he's never gonna hit anything then if he's just rolling. But he's trained in unarmed attacks, so he gains the trained.
Yeah, he would get the trained bonus for it, right?
I really don't think that's what that's conveying. Trained in its unarmed attack, unarmed all saving throws.
That's like when we're trained, that's what it does to us, right?
Yeah.
In skills, though, yes or no?
Core skills.
That's what I'm saying. It's
well, when we roll a strike with a weapon that we're trained with.
That you're trained with, it adds all your proficiency and your modifier, but it doesn't add like plus 12.
Well, that's what trained is at this level.
In skills, but I'm saying the modifiers to your hits is not that. It's just
it's in attacked. If you go to attacks for unarmed attacks.
Right.
Gurn's unarmed is plus 18.
Right, is unarmed attacks. Let's see.
If you think about it, his action takes the place of his own action, so it should be at least close to the
Yeah, but that's that. I mean, and I get what we were just saying about him having a whole bunch of special stuff, but like none of the other ones work like that. I mean, their stuff is weaker, which is the. I mean, that's kind of the point, right? You're not just sending in. Let's see. Look at this other one.
Like, it wouldn't say trained in unarmed attacks if you don't add some sort of modifier. I guess it would depend on the level of the creature. If that's
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like with and that's what I'm saying with all the other like companions and stuff. You add like whatever modifier. Now with a lot of them, it comes from you. It's like half of yours or some shit like that. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. He's used 3 feats just to get it that high too, right?
You know what I mean? It's an animal. I mean, I would say just strike at it for now. We'll suss it out because we don't. I mean, it's order till. So strike at him with just your unarmed. Well, you already did. See, roll fucking higher anyway with just +5. It's hilarious. All right, so you strike at this thing, and neither one of them's a hit anyway. So we did all that jawing for nothing.
Well, unless you do add the modifiers, in which case it's probably a crit.
Well, he did the first one. Did he not?
Yeah, it's not the second one. That's all right. Oh yeah, because you wouldn't. Yeah, never mind.
Second one was higher and still a miss. That's what I say.
Without
We just
the trained.
right.
Yeah.
But we'll just leave it there. I'll say they would have missed. We just jawed for nothing. But we'll get it settled here. We'll figure it out. We'll look this clockwork fellow up. All right, so probably our last round. Drez, what will you do here, sir? You are faced with this thing, which I guess its red thing is off, so that should not be that way.
I'm gonna hero point that.
Okay. All right. So you make this thing stabbable to yourself.
Go for the collar again.
You indeed smash the collar. It falls to the ground, and this thing immediately casts Dimension Door and disappears. You wait for a moment, poised to hear another one of these things jump from the rafters or from one of the other platforms, but after a moment, you are satisfied that that is not going to happen, and you are only accompanied now by the sound of the river below you. Alright, so the encounter thus ends. Hold on, let me pause the time because those folks are poisoned. For defeating these foes, you guys are gonna get just a pittance of 75 XP. So, I got it paused because these folks are going to be poisoned in about 25 seconds. Or this chick is. Is there anything you wanted to, like, do or prepare before she starts, man, give me that tool. What was it you gave her? Spider root?
That's the one.
So she is about to take damage. Is there anything you want to do in this moment? I mean, we're out of an encounter, so now time is just passing normally.
Before that, I would like to use the next 50 or 18 seconds to.
Well,
Get
we're
my
getting
monkeys
to
out
you
the door.
next. Just
Sorry,
hold
I
on.
thought
Can I
somebody-
resolve one thing at a time? Hold on. So, do you want to do anything in this moment while there are monkeys jumping around everywhere and this chick is about to get sick?
Just mentally counting down the time, menacingly steeple my fingers, a la Mr. Burns.
Okay, now, Monkey Man, what are you going to do with your monkeys? Give me like the next 30 seconds, considering that would be like 5 sustainments and you could move them or whatever. Well, you can sustain for the next 30 seconds, so. But think about it like those actions, I guess. You can do. What you want to do?
That's me now? Sorry. I will move him over the next 3 or 4 things to out here. And then as soon as they get out here, I'll take a step forward when on one of those turns. And as they get there, I will stop concentrating. So the spell ends.
Okay.
And then I will pick up the 3 stolen items. Or, yeah, 2 stolen items that they have.
Okay. So, as you know, we Zach Morris time in here. Well, I'm going to keep it paused to do this. So, get that ready. So as the time, all these monkeys, you know, come trailing out here, out the door. They make your path to over here. Right behind them are these 2 screaming, "Come back, come back," and following them. And as you stop concentrating, the tickets fall right here on the ground, and these 2 go to get them. At the same time, right at this moment, this chick takes all that damage and falls down to the ground dead. And all her friends, or this one right here next to her, of course, gasps and screams. This one gasps. This one is distracted by these and takes a step towards the door. So, time is back in now. These 2 are standing right here where the tickets have fallen. You are standing there with some probably explaining to do, if they suspect you, that is. This chick is dead. You are standing here like Mr. Burns, and these 2 are frantic over their friend's body. The bartender notices this, finally breaks away from Liam, comes over here and looks at you, Gurn, and asks you what happened as he sees, you know, these 2 just are distraught and crazy. They're screaming. They are not going to be anybody's help. So 2 situations that we probably can't resolve in 6 minutes. You guys want to leave it right there until next week so you have some time to figure out how you're going to get out of this?
I could resolve mine right now if you want.
Try it.
While the tickets are on the ground, I'll point at them. Oh my god, more monkeys, and point behind the other direction, and then grab the tickets, and then cast invisibility on myself.
Okay. Well, you're going to have to deceive both of them. That might be a little tricky.
2 separate deceptions, or just the one for both of them?
It's just going to be both of them because they're like after their tickets here. Okay, so they both turn, see no monkeys, and turn back.
Well, as they're right at the second they turn, I grab the tickets and then cast invisibility.
It's not enough time. They only have looked and then looked back. They are concerned with their tickets. So, good try. But not enough time to get your spell off. And grab the ticket. You could do one and the other. Grab them and run off. Alright, so GG. Leave it there. Tickets in the wind. I'm sure our young friend will have an opinion on what to do.